Alina's Christmas solo. Alina flipped through an old magazine in the hospital waiting room. Her younger brother stared idly at the TV in the hallway. A nurse clattered past them pushing an IV rig. Tossing the magazine onto a table, Alina folded her arms across her chest. What a great way to spend Christmas Eve, she griped to Samuel. I know. Samuel rolled his eyes. At least we're not sick like Julian. Their older brother, has been vomiting since the day before, and the doctor had put him in the hospital for observation. Just then, their parents appeared around the corner. I've got good news, Mom exclaimed. Julian should be able to go home by tomorrow morning. The doctor thinks he's just had a bad stomach bug. He's already starting to feel better. I wish we could go home now, Alina muttered. We are so bored. I know, honey. Mom put her arm around her. We'd all rather be home sitting around the Christmas tree singing carols and, hey, that gives me an idea, Dad broke in. How about singing Christmas carols for the patients? It might cheer them up. Nobody likes to be stuck in the hospital during the holidays. Anything's better than sitting here, quipped Samuel. But what about Julian? Alina asked. Won't he feel bad if we leave him alone? He is sleeping right now, so it's a good time, Mom assured her. Dad checked with a nurse to make sure their plan was okay. The nurse loved the idea, so Alina and her family headed down the hall. Many of the rooms were dark. Only half a dozen patients were left in the small hospital. Since those who were well enough had been sent home for the holiday, Dad poked his head inside the first doorway. Do you mind we sing a few Christmas carols for you? He asked the man in the hospital bed. The man was thrilled, as were the family members sitting around his bedside. They smiled and sang along as Alina and her family serenaded them with Joy to the World and Away in the Manger. They finished with Silent Night, since it's many people's favorite Christmas song. Shouts of Merry Christmas echoed down the hall as the four carolers waved goodbye and moved on. Almost all the other patients were just as delighted to hear their music. The nurses loved it too. The hospital probably wasn't their favorite place to be on Christmas Eve either. Finally, they came to the room of an elderly woman who was all alone. She beamed as Alina and her family sang their carols. When the last notes had, as usual, they ended with Silent Night. When the last notes had faded and were replaced by the hum of the hospital machines, the old woman spoke up. Could you sing that song in German? She asked, hopefully. Mom and Dad cast sideways glances at Alina, and her stomach started to do flip-flops. Just a couple of weeks earlier, during their holiday program about Christmas traditions around the world, Alina's class had performed Silent Night in German, since the song was originally written in that language. However, it was one thing to sing with a group of students and another thing to sing a solo, especially in front of someone who might actually speak German. Finally, Alina found her voice. I can, she said hesitantly. She hesitantly began to sing. Stili Nata, Hilly Nata. Her mom, dad, and brother hummed along in the background. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing these words right, Alina thought, but the smile on the elderly woman's face showed that she recognized the message anyway. Thank you so much! That was beautiful! The woman exclaimed when Alina finished. She patted Alina and Samuel on the arm and thanked them again and again. Goosebumps traveled up and down Alina's spine as she realized that God had orchestrated this moment. He had made sure I learned Silent Night in German just in time to cheer up an elderly woman. In the hospital, she marveled. Walking down the hall towards Julian's room, Alina realized she was grinning. Spreading joy to others had brought joy to her heart too. This wasn't such a bad way to spend Christmas Eve after all, she said to Samuel. Maybe we should try it again next year. Think about it. Think of a few people you know who are sick, lonely, or sad. How could you help them? I could simply make them my friends by showing kindness. What is your favorite holiday? What are some ways to bring joy to others during that holiday? I could give other people, since I love Chinese New Year and Christmas, I can give my presents to those who really need the presents and my anbaos to those who really need the anbaos. And I can also tell my parents, don't buy a Christmas gift for me, or don't do the anbao for me. Just give it to those who need it.